Welcome to Pilates for the People. I'm your instructor, Andrea. If you've got your mat rolled out, then let's get moving. Okay, so we are going to be starting lying down on our backs. Let's get down and get comfortable. All right, I want your knees bent with your feet flat on the floor, and we're going to take our hands a little bit wide to the side so your arms form like an A-frame shape. Feet and knees are hip distance apart. Tip your knees over to one side and then bring them back up to center. Tip your knees over to the other side and back up to center. Tip your knees one way and center. Tip your knees the other way and center. Inhale, go one way. Exhale and center. Inhale, tip, and exhale, center. Inhale, tip, and exhale, center. And inhale, tip. Just a little change here. As you tip your knees, turn your head in the opposite direction. Everything comes center. Tip and turn head and center. Tip and turn head and center. Tip and turn head and center. Tip and turn and center. Tip and turn and center. One more each way. Tip and turn and center. And tip and turn and center. Keep your knees upright. Arms reach up towards the ceiling. Send them back. Sweep them wide to the sides and all the way around. Arms go up and back. Take them wide and all the way around. So big arm circles here. Send them back and circle around. Inhale as the arms go up and back. And exhale, circle around. Inhale as the arms go up and back. And exhale, circle around. Inhale, up and back. And exhale, circle. Inhale, up and back. And circle. Inhale, up and back. And exhale, circle. One more time, up and back. And circle. Bring one knee up. And then the next. You're gonna place your hands on top of your knees and just dangle your feet down so your legs are relaxed. From here, begin to circle your legs in opposite directions. You wanna try to get your arms to do most of the work here. So it's like your arms are stirring your legs around. Good, so stirring your legs around. This exercise works on hip mobility, mobilizes our hip joints. Your hips are where your leg bones attach to your pelvis. Each leg has a ball and socket joint, which attaches the leg to the pelvis. So you're gonna think about your two ball and socket joints rolling in your pelvis as you circle your legs around. For this one, breathe naturally. So breathe as you see fit. However, I want you to try and take your inhale through your nose. And then as you exhale, you can drop your jaw and breathe out through your mouth. Inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Good. So check your legs. Remember, they are relaxed. It is your arms that are doing most of this work here. Your legs are just like passengers, passively being circled. Let's change direction just for a few here. So you go the other way. That's it. Circle the other way. Good. Go for 4. And 3, and 2, and 1. All right, return your feet to the floor. Arms by your sides here. Now, curl your tail and round your low back into the mat. And then tip your tailbone forward and arch your low back away from the mat. This is called a pelvic tilt. So you curl your tailbone up and you round your low back. And then you tip your tailbone forward and you arch your low back. So think low back rounds into the ground, and then low back is gonna lift away from the ground as your tailbone tips forward. Curl the tailbone round the low back, tip the tailbone, arch the low back. Exhale as we round the low back. Inhale as we arch the low back. Exhale as we round the low back. Inhale as we arch the low back. Exhale to round. Inhale to arch. Exhale to round. Good. Inhale to arch. Exhale to round. So this exercise does two things. It mobilizes our lower spine, called our lumbar spine, and it also mobilizes our hip joints. Yeah, differently than when we were doing the circles. It's a different range of motion for them. Good. Okay, one more time. We're gonna tip forward, and then I want you to tuck the tail up towards the ceiling and round the low back. Pause here. Leading with the tailbone, begin to peel your bum and then spine off the mat, one vertebra at a time, right up into a bridge here. Can you check your knees and keep them parallel? And then sink your breastbone. Upper back starts to roll back down onto the floor. Think rolling down one vertebra at a time. Roll through the low back, land on your pelvis, and tip your tailbone forward. So we're gonna tuck the tail round through the low back. Curling up, can you roll up your spine one vertebra at a time, bone by bone, right up into that bridge. Check the thighs are parallel. Sink your breastbone, roll down, bone by bone, right down to the floor. You're gonna curl your tail, roll up, bone by bone by bone. So this is called a rolling bridge or an articulated bridge, where we roll down one vertebra at a time. We really focus on mobility through the spine here. Good, so it's our glutes. Glutes are working, glutes and hamstrings are working, along with muscles in our low back and our mid back. But in terms of mobility, we are mobilizing our vertebra. Yeah, mobilizing the vertebra of our spine. Good. We are also moving at the hips again. Good. We're taking our hips from what's called flexion, where we're folded at the front of the hip, rolling and reaching them up into extension. So you might get a stretchy feeling at the front of your hips. That's totally normal. It's totally good. Okay, let's do one more here. So you're gonna inhale at the bottom here. As you exhale, curl the tail, start to roll up one vertebra at a time. And when we get up, we're gonna hold up. Okay, soften the breastbone a little bit here so you sink a little through your chest. And I want you to tip your knees open to the sides and then back to vertical. I know you can't see it that well on the video, but you're gonna tip them open to the sides and then back up to vertical. Let me turn a little here. So you're gonna tip to the sides and back to vertical. Tip to the side and back to vertical. Let's inhale, open, exhale up. So we are rolling on our feet too. Roll to the pinky toe side of the foot and then back onto the whole foot. Roll to the pinky toe side of the foot and then make sure your big toes and ball of big toe plant down. Open and up and open and up. Twice more, go ahead, open. And yes, your glutes are working here, your hamstrings are working here. Good, can we do one more here? Open and then together. And then nice and slow, roll down one vertebra at a time here. Beautiful. Okay, we're gonna roll onto one side. So lying down on one side, let's bring the bottom leg forward and extend the top leg so it is long. You can have your top hand on the floor for support here. In any side lying position, usually, we're gonna wanna have the top side of our pelvis stacked over the bottom and our top shoulder stacked over the bottom. From here, reach that top leg nice and long, and we're gonna turn in, the whole leg in, and then turn the whole leg out. Turn the whole leg in and out. So the motion is again coming from that ball and socket joint where your leg meets your pelvis. Yes, and we're doing rotation. Good, rotation for the hip now. Turn in and out. Turn in and out. And a lot of people find that turning in one direction is easier than the other. It's quite common to feel a little pinchy when you roll in either direction. So if it does, just work within the range of motion that feels good for you. Don't force anything. Good. I think of joint mobilization as almost like a really tight knot. Like if you create a knot in a rope or a piece of string, sometimes you just kind of have to wiggle it loose before you can really untie it. So it's like it's like you're kind of wiggling the joint, coaxing it to let go or coaxing it to loosen up. Yeah. Go 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, so make that leg so it's pointing forward, not turned in or out. We're gonna lift a little, lower to the floor. Lift a little, lower to the floor. Lift a little, lower to the floor. Let's exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. Good. As we do this one, we want to, again, focus on moving at the joint. What tends to happen is people start moving at the waist, like right here. So you're going to really focus. You can put your hand right on your hip at the side. Think about the motion happening right there at the hip. Good. Okay, I'm feeling this. So let's go 3 and 2. And we're gonna do one more exercise here on our side. You're gonna kick forward, circle up, back and around. So small leg circles here, yeah. And those side bum muscles have been working hard this whole time, so it is normal for them to start feeling a little cranky, yeah. Keep going here, just a few more. So you're gonna go forward, up, circle around. Forward, up, circle around. Forward, up. So we'll just go in one direction for this one. Forward, up, and circle. Excellent. All right. I want to prop you up onto your forearm before we go to the other side. You want elbow under shoulder. From here, arc your way up and over, and then reverse, let your ribs slump down or sink down. We're going to arc up and over and sink down. Good. Up and over. So this exercise mobilizes a lot of joints, including your shoulder blade, your spine, and a little bit at your hips as well. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, reverse. Inhale, up and over. And exhale, reverse. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, reverse. One more time, up and over, and reverse. Okay, let's flip over to the other side. So lie down, make yourself comfortable. Okay, bottom leg is bent, top leg is long. Remember, in this position, we want top side of pelvis stacked over the bottom, top shoulder stacked over the bottom. So leg is out, it's at about hip height, and I want you to turn the leg in from the hip and turn out. Turn in from the hip and turn out. Turn in and out. And in and out. In, good, and out. So as you're doing this, I want you to think about whether this side feels any different than the other side. Good. Often our range of motion in any direction in our hips can be different from one side to the other. It's really normal. Nothing's wrong, just something to notice. Good. Turn in and out for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Okay, find center. We're gonna lift up and touch down. Lift up and touch down. Up and touch down. Let's exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. Out and in, out and in. Exhale and inhale for 3 and 2 and 1 more. Okay, circles. Forward, up, back, and around. Don't feel like you have to make these too big. Focus more on control of the body, control of the pelvis. Avoid rolling back and forth. Again, we want to focus on the movement happening right at the hip joint, right at the hip joint. Good. Don't even think about your toe. Think about that circular motion happening right at your hip here. Yeah, right at your hip. So it's called moving from the joint. Yeah. Good. You can try that. Why don't you try that? Think about first circling, making a circle with your foot. So focus on making a circle with your toe, maybe. Now think about circling right at the joint. So think about circling, moving right at the joint. Yeah, and maybe some of you might find that when you think about moving at the joint, the intensity of the exercise gets more intense, or you feel more connected, you feel more work. Good. Okay, one more time here. All right, and then pause. Come on, push up to that side position, elbow under shoulder here. All right, arc your arm up and over, big side bend, and reverse. Up and over, big side bend, and reverse. Good, up and over, big side bend, and reverse. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, one more. Go ahead, up and over. Good, and sink down. Wonderful. All right, push yourself right up. We're coming on to hands and knees here. Okay, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Round your spine up towards the ceiling, and then arc your spine the other way. Round your spine up towards the ceiling, and arc your spine the other way. Round, and arc, and round, and arc. Good, round, and arc, and round, and arc. All right, from here, hang your head down towards the floor. Keeping your low back flat, can you sink your breastbone towards the floor, bringing your shoulder blades towards each other on your back? And then you're going to push against the floor. You're going to pull your shoulder blades apart on your back. So you're going to sink your breastbone, think shoulder blades together. Pull your breastbone up and widen your shoulder blades apart. So for this exercise, we're not moving spine much. Not like the cat-cow round arch. This is about the shoulder blades. So they're gliding apart on your upper back and gliding together. They're gliding apart on your upper back and gliding together. Gliding apart. Head stays dangling down, so neck is relaxed here. Trap muscles are long and relaxed. Those are the big muscles at the back of our neck that tend to get cranky. Let's inhale apart. Exhale together. Inhale apart. Exhale together. Inhale apart. Exhale together. One more time. Inhale apart, hold apart, round your whole spine now, and roll yourself all the way up. I just had to move my microphone because otherwise it gets too loud. All right, so hands on your hips. We're gonna hinge at the hips and come up. Hinge at the hips and come up. This is kind of like a squat, but you're kneeling. Yep. And I want you to think for a moment, what are we mobilizing here? What joints are we using? What joints are we using? The hips. hinging at the hips, and then push your hips really forward here. Yeah. Hinge at the hips, and then push your hips forward. Yeah. Think about moving at the hips and hinge forward. Yeah. So we're moving at the hips. What muscles are we working here? This is a tricky one. So we're actually working our bum muscles. Yeah. They're working as we hinge forward. They're kind of working like brakes. So are the hamstrings. And our back muscles all the way up our spine kick on as we hinge into gravity here. Yeah, those can be hard to feel. I don't feel a lot of activation, although I know they're working when we do this exercise. Okay, let's do one more here. You're gonna hinge and hold. Like you're gonna grab onto a putter, like a golfing putter, palms come together in front. We're gonna start to tip to one side and tip to the other. Rotate to one side and rotate the other. Yeah, sorry, not tip, it's more of a turning motion, rotating one way, rotating the other. Good. Both knees stay equally planted on the floor here. We're gonna turn, 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 a little faster. Turn, 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 turn. So some of you guys might feel your back muscles kicking on, a little bit of work through the glutes now. Turn, 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 turn. 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, and 1. Come on up, hands on hips. We're gonna hinge and then push your hips forward. We're gonna hinge and push your hips forward. So keep moving at the hips, but we'll take our hands behind our head now. Hinge and forward, yeah. We hinge, we're gonna add spine here now. We're gonna hinge our hips forward, lift our breastbone, and arc back a little. And then I want you to round your spine as you hinge. Push forward and arch. Can you round your spine as you hinge? And then push your hips forward and arch. Good, so we're making this more about spine now. Think of this like a cat-cow kneeling. Round, which is, cat-cow is the rounding and arching exercise when we're on our hands and knees. Good, round and arch. Good, last 3. And 2. Okay, we got one more here. And 1. Beautiful. Okay, and then back up tall. Hands come down. All right, this exercise, we're gonna step the left leg back, curl the toes under. Take the right arm, the opposite to the one that's back, and you're gonna open up, big rotation up, and then you're gonna take that arm under and look the other way. Inhale, arm up, exhale, go down. Inhale and up, exhale, go down. Inhale and up, exhale, go down. Inhale and exhale, and inhale, good, and exhale, twice more. Go inhale and exhale, last one. Inhale, exhale, good. Return the hand, step the knee in, right leg goes back. All right, left arm opposite to the leg back. Go ahead, up, rotate, rotate under. Rotate up and rotate under. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale up and under for 3 and 2. Okay, one more. Last one. Beautiful. and then come all the way down. Try rounding your spine up towards the ceiling once, and you just notice if you have a bit more flexibility or range, feel a bit looser when you do this. And then flatten. Now we make our way right down to the floor onto our front. Okay, so for this one, we're going to be lying down with our head right on the floor. For some of us, our noses really feel like they get in the way. So what I would recommend is taking like a small towel, rolling it and putting it underneath your forehead. And that gives your nose some space. Other people are totally fine and comfortable in this position. So you do what works for you, but that's a common problem. Nose is getting in the way or this being really uncomfortable. You want to be comfortable when you're doing this type of exercise because that allows you to relax the muscles we don't want working and actually activate the muscles we do want working. So I'm okay with my forehead right down right now. So I'm going to put my forehead right on the floor. Okay, from here, I want you to bring your arms back by your sides. Palms should be facing up. Legs are long behind you. Let your shoulders sink down towards the floor. And then I want you to roll your shoulders back away from the floor. So the front of your shoulders drop towards the floor, and then the front of your shoulders pull away from the floor. Front of shoulders drop down, pull away. Front of shoulders drop down, pull away. What's happening on your back is your shoulder blades are widening apart and then pulling together. As the shoulders drop down, they're widening and pulling together. Blades apart, blades together. So we did something really similar when we were on our hands and knees. This mobilizes our scapulas or our shoulder blades. Do one more and then hug your shoulder blades together and keep them slightly together. Not overly scrunched, but certainly up on the back of your back. From here, hover your arms. You're going to widen your arms to the sides, flipping your palms down as they reach up into a V. Then send your arms back, flip your palms up, and hold. Arc your arms to the side, up to a V, and then back towards your sides. Inhale, arms up to the V, exhale back. Inhale, arms up to the V, and exhale back. Inhale, arms up to the V, and back. For 3. Good. And 2. That's it. And one more time. Good. And then let your arms and hands rest down. Bring your hands forward now. Elbows are on the ground. Hands are basically in line with your ears. Can you pull your abdominals a little bit up away from the floor? And then hover your head off the ground, eyes looking straight down. Using the muscles of your upper back and not your arms, can you send your breastbone forward and gaze forward? And then come back to just looking down. Keep the head hover. Breastbone looks forward, gaze forward, and then come back to just looking down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, come down. Inhale, look forward. And exhale, come down. Inhale, look forward. And exhale, come down. One more. Inhale, look forward. And then come down, but this time place your hands underneath your forehead. From here, soften your shoulders, get heavy in your elbows. Hover your right leg off the floor and lower down. Hover your left leg off the floor and lower down. Hover your right leg and down. Hover your left leg and down. Hover the right down. Hover the left. Little change here. Hover the right, cross it over your left, and rotate your pelvis to open up. Roll back down through the front of your body and lower the leg with control. Other side, hover the leg, cross it over, rotate, open your pelvis, and then roll back down with control. You're gonna lift, cross over, open, roll back with control. Lift, cross over, open, roll back with control. Let's try inhaling as we open, exhale to return, inhale to open, exhale to return. One more each side, inhale to open, exhale to return, and inhale to open, and exhale to return. So that last exercise was for spinal mobility. Send your hands by your chest, push yourself right up on to hands and knees. Knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Go ahead, hang your head again. Just as we did earlier, shoulder blades come towards each other. Shoulder blades go apart. Blades together, blades apart. Blades together, blades apart. Blades together, blades apart. Exhale and inhale and exhale and inhale. One more time. Exhale and inhale around your whole spine and roll yourself all the way up. Okay, almost done here. We're gonna take our arms out to the side, out to a T. Tip over to one side, big arc up and over, and return back to tall. Over to the other side, big arc up and over, and up. You're gonna inhale and exhale, and inhale and exhale, and inhale and exhale, and inhale. A little change here. We're gonna tip over and up, and tip over and up, and tip over and up, and tip over and up. One more. Each side, over and up, and over and up. Very nice. Back onto hands and knees. Round your spine and arch. And round your spine and arch. And round your spine and arch. And round. And then hold at a flat back. Tuck your toes. We're gonna pike our hips up towards the ceiling and back down. Pike our hips up towards the ceiling and back down. Again, pike the hips up to the ceiling and down. And last time, go ahead, pike up, up, up. Pedal your feet. Heels reach towards the ground as the opposite knee bends, 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 bends. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both heels reach. Walk your hands back toward your feet. Hang your body over your legs. Big inhale here. And as you exhale, start to roll up your spine, one vertebra at a time, until you're standing nice and tall. All right, give your arms a shake, 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 shake. Inhale, arms out to the sides, all the way up, look up, and then arms come back down. Good. Arms out to the sides, up, look up, and all the way down. One more time. Inhale, arms out. And exhale all the way down. If you are not yet subscribed, please, please, please hit the subscribe button. That way you know when I have posted a new workout, and it also helps me reach more people just like you who are working or wanting to strengthen their body, get more core strength, and give Pilates a try. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in the next workout.